So I was gonna go live on my laptop, but wonder if there's a way I can change. I don't know. I didn't know that you had to download Chrome to live stream on my laptop. So, and I couldn't figure out how to do that. So wait, let me check if it's working on YouTube. I don't know how to check. Guess I can go to my channel. Oh, okay. Okay, this is weird. Okay, let me try and screen record just in case. Okay. Sorry, I'm nervous. Okay. So, okay. Okay, so I decided to start a book club because I like talking about like the books in depth with people, and like Kyle will listen to me, but like he doesn't, like he's just doing it to listen, you know. So I wanted to start this so that we can just kind of talk about books together and kind of like understand what's going on, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's basically the gist of it. And like the reason why I want to do like weekly things is so we can like understand what each of us are talking about. I don't know. So yeah, hold on. I want to make sure this is working. So yeah, next time I'll do it on my laptop, but I just didn't know that you needed Chrome to do it or whatever. But yeah, I'll also be posting like highlights of what we talk about and stuff, so that way if you don't want to do the weekly things or you don't have time, that way you can just watch all of them whenever. So yeah. Okay, so from this point forward, if you have not read... if you have not read chapter 1 through 12 and you don't want it to be spoiled for you, keep scrolling. But yeah, so I don't have the physical copy. I've been reading it on my Kindle, because it's on Kindle Unlimited. But I didn't know that all of like the Part of Your World, I think is what it's called, that series. I didn't know that it's part of that series, but I guess it's like a interconnected, standalone type of thing. I don't know. So yeah, I wrote some notes. Oh, also, if you want, you can follow. I made a Facebook page, and then I also made an Instagram. I've had the Instagram for a while. I did start a book club, like in the beginning, and then I stopped because I felt like no one was participating. And then I also started a Fable book club. You can find all of those links on Instagram or Facebook. But, yeah, because like on Fable, you can like chat with other people for like each chapter and stuff, and it also has like how much we're reading each week and whatever. So yeah, just in case you wanted to talk more about it. I feel weird not having the physical book, because like usually I'll like hold up the book, but I can't, and I have a Kindle. So if that works, I don't know. Okay, so basically, Justin, who's the main boy character, he posted a Reddit of how he is cursed because every time he dates someone after they break up, they find their soulmate. And Emma, she gets sent to it by her foster sister, which I'll get into that later. And she sends it to her, and Emma has the same exact problem where every time she dates someone, they find their soulmate right after they stop dating. I'm gonna try and fix this angle. Okay. And so Emma messages Justin and was like, haha, that same thing happens to me. And then they get to talking, and he I don't know, they're just talking, and they're like, wait, what if we experiment and date, and then maybe we'll both find our soulmate after we stop dating? So they like set rules of like how that's gonna happen. But Emma and her sister, her foster sister, they go places for like 6 weeks because Emma is a travel nurse, and they leave, whatever. And so they're talking, and he's like, why don't you just come to Minnesota? And Emma's like, I don't know, like, this is weird. And then they end up like video chatting, and yeah. So then oh no, my Kindle's at 10%. It's okay, it'll last long. My Kindle usually lasts long. But so then they end up oh, also another thing is they both have like they have a lot of things going on in their lives. So Emma, her foster mom, or her like real mom, is kind of crazy and will just like show up in her life and then like ditch her, and it's just like on and off. So that's why she ends up being a foster daughter or whatever to her sister. I don't know what her name is. Maddie? I think her name's Maddie. But Maddie she ends up going to that family or whatever. And then Justin, his mom is about to go to prison, and Justin has to take care of his 3 younger siblings once his mom goes to prison. So they just have a lot of stuff going on right now, and that's why I think in the beginning they give like a trigger warning. And I think later on they like talk about like a lot of like more difficult issues. I could be wrong, but that's what I think. I don't know. And so yeah. So then Emma decides to surprise Justin by going to Minnesota with her sister for 6 weeks. So he ends up surprising her. It's a really big issue, or like really, it's like a big deal because they've been just like dating online, and they were gonna wait because they were gonna go to Hawaii, but then Emma convinced her sister. And honestly, I'm not really liking her sister at this point. She seems very like bossy, and like she's like protective of over Emma, but like in a way that's just like comes off as like controlling, and I don't really like that. And like I don't know, just like the way that she was talking to Justin and stuff, I didn't really like either. So yeah. So then Emma surprises Justin, and he like sends her this like survey of like what their first date is gonna be. And obviously like Justin is like so shocked and like really surprised, and it's really cute. And like once I'm done with the summary, I'll like tell you, like show you guys like everything that I highlighted and stuff, and like my thoughts. But then so they go on a date, and Maddie is like super like off-putting to him. Like she's like, if you die, like if you anything happens to you, like I'll kill you and no one will know where the body is. So yeah. So then they're on their date, and she gets a call from her mom, and her mom is like, hey, I found your stuffed animal that you absolutely love, let me mail it to you. And Emma's like I really love that stuffed animal, like it's like my childhood, like that means a lot to me. And Emma's mom, her name's Amber, is like, oh, I will send it to you. And she's like, do it right now so you don't forget, because I guess she's like very like forgetful, obviously, because like, and Maddie also like really dogs on her mom, but like for me it's like family is family, so like don't talk crap about my family. And like Emma is very against her like talking about bad about her mom, because she understands that her mom had like a lot of issues and whatnot. So then she gets a call, whatever, they're like about to end their date, and her mom is there where Justin lives. She is there. And like her mom, like it was like a total shocker. Like both Maddie and Emma are like, what the heck? And then the whole time, like her mom isn't paying attention to her at all. She like met this guy, and the guy's there the whole time too. And yeah, so like she was really upset about that. And this whole time Justin is there, and he's like super like supportive and like is there for her. And they end up like she ends up wanting to go out to lunch. She's like, this is my mom. And then Maddie's like, well, I'm not letting you go to lunch with her because I know how she is. And then Justin's like, oh, well, I'll go with her, don't worry, I got her. And that just really like made my heart what is it, flutter, because like That I feel like is the first sign of like showing someone that you love them by like being there for them, you know? So yeah, that's basically where the whole thing ended. So far I really like the book. I have a feeling I'm going to rate it 4 stars. Like, it's a very easy read, and I just really like the concept of like they both have so much going on in their lives, yet like they find a way to be with each other. They're trying to break this curse because they both want to find love, and like obviously we all know what's gonna happen. They're gonna end up falling in love with each other, but I don't know, like I really like Justin. I think Justin's probably my favorite so far. I really like him. He seems like very, I don't know, like he's not like a like cocky or like entitled or anything like that. Like he's actually like very sweet and nice. So, yeah. So I also like I like took some notes and stuff on my Kindle, and I also like highlighted a bunch of stuff. So let's go through it all. Yeah. um I don't know how to work this, if I'm gonna be completely honest. Oh, okay. So if you want to highlight or take notes or whatever, feel free. If you want to comment anything about how you're feeling about the book, go ahead. But yeah, so the first note that I made was on, which I think Kindle, like, the pages are different than the regular, which would make sense. But on page 3, I made a note for the end, and I said, so far I really like Justin. He seems funny. The whole Chad thing is super funny. Also, yeah, he named his dog after his best friend because his best friend screwed him over because he fell in love or something, and he ended up moving out. Which I just thought was funny. Okay. And then page 13, chapter 1, they were talking about how J names are the worst and how they like were stalking him, and I said, us girls do the same damn thing. Yeah, I used to be like such a good FBI agent when it came to boys that I liked and stuff. I would know their aunt's name, their dog's name that passed away 5 years ago. Like, I was on that, and that's what they did, which I thought was funny. And I think Emma ended up telling Justin that, and he was like, well, why didn't you follow? Which is true. Okay. I highlighted, they were talking about Justin's dog, and Emma was like, I don't think your dog's ugly. And then Justin said, I'm disappointed to hear that. Takes some thunder out of the name. I giggled. Okay, page 15, I highlighted, figured you weren't trying to date me just to break up with me. I laughed. Again. Because, like, haha. Funny. Okay, chapter 2, page 16, I highlighted, sorry I had to give Brad his dewormer. Brought some for you too. Faith said you've been dragging your ass on the carpet. Which again, I just thought was silly, funny, ha. Chapter 2, page 16, I highlighted. Sorry I had to give... Oh, wait. I just said that. Oh, I highlighted this because I think this is the first time Emma shows her face when they're video chatting. Or something like that. But Justin said she was beautiful. In her picture, she was wearing light blue scrubs and her long blonde hair was in a braid. She had hazel eyes, a broad grin. She didn't look like a nurse. She looked like a movie star playing a nurse. She seemed pretty cool too. So I just highlighted that because I think that is important. The first look, you know? Why is it not? Okay. I think this was after chapter 2. I said, so far Justin is my favorite. He seems really genuine and sweet, and I'm glad he wants to pursue Emma. Which I definitely wrote that like while I was sleeping because a lot of it was misspelled. Oh, and then they're texting. And Emma was like, he hasn't answered me in a while, so I'm gonna text him again. And I said, double texting? Question mark, question mark, question mark. And that is also something that I would do a lot. Page 23. She said, I already knew what he did for a living because Maddie had cyber stalked him. Of course I couldn't tell him that, so I had to ask questions. And then I said, real. Because again, that is something I would do. Okay. Page 39. Then he turned the camera on himself and beamed into the frame. I sucked in a little breath of air. My God, was he cute. Because you guys know that feeling of like when you see someone that you like have a crush on or something and you see them for the first time and you're like, okay. Chapter 4, I highlighted, he's gone, Justin. May God rest his soul. I blinked at her. Your boyfriend died? He's dead to me. He was talking to his mom's friend and they were talking about her boyfriend, which I again, giggled. Oh, I highlighted when they get to Minnesota and she's like on the bench and she sends the picture of that she's there. I said, already doing things and thinking of him. Which I think I also said while I was sleeping. Chapter 8, page 79. The moment Emma came into view, my entire world slipped into slow motion. My brain took a screenshot. I felt the moment freeze and save. She was beautiful. So sweet. Chapter 8, page 95. If you think of it that way, instead of being sad that he's gone, be happy that he got what he wanted and that somebody loved you enough to take your place. That was about Justin's dad because they were talking about how he died. Oh, Emma was talking about how her mom, like, she just never felt any calm unless, like, she was with her because she knew that, like, If she wasn't with her, something crazy was going on. So Emma said, I never felt calm except for the fleeting time her perfume was strong and I knew she was okay. Chapter 11, page 120. If we weren't breaking a curse together, how likely would you be to date him again? I twisted my lips thinking about it, then I checked 10. Because that whole survey thing, like, it was just so sweet. Because he sent a survey before the date asking, like, what she wanted to do. Then, after the date, she sent, like a questionnaire of how the date went. And it's stuff like that that I love, like when someone like goes out of their way to be nice and like do anything that's thoughtful. Like I love when people do that, like just I don't know. Then chapter 12, page 122. That whole thing felt so unimportant to me at the moment. I almost entirely forgotten about the reason why she came here. Which, honestly, like, when I was reading, I was like, wait, I totally forgot that they're just dating to find their soulmate. Like, they're not even, like, it's kind of like a fake dating thing. But, like, you can tell that they're both so infatuated with each other that it works. I don't know. So, yeah. That is it for the book. So the schedule, so I'll be meeting the same time next Sunday at 2 o'clock. We will be reading chapter 13 through 25, I think. Yeah, so like each week it's basically around 100 pages. But yeah, hopefully this works for everyone, me going live and then like uploading, I guess, the highlights. I'll keep you guys all updated on Instagram and stuff. But yeah, I just want someone to talk about books and like the same book and like them understanding, I guess. I don't know. But if you can, please join the Fable so like I know your thoughts and I know how it goes. But yeah. Also, if you're just coming from YouTube, you're probably so confused. I was gonna make a video of me explaining everything, but I just didn't have time this week. So, yeah, I guess I'll see you guys next week. Comment and stuff on my Instagram and whatever. But yeah. Bye.